boys and girls. So right now we have the very esteemed, very intelligent, very badass Mr. Thick with us today. Ban himself, and we've got Daddy. So we've got the two of us right now to start this motherfucking podcast off. And we're going to keep it very casual because as people join in, if they want to talk about the fucking, typology shit and whether it's bullshit or whether it's real, whether there are actually good uses for it, we can just vibe and we can dive into this topic because I find this a very, very fascinating thing. So it's weird coming from us because we are literally in an ENTP server, right? We're in a Myers Briggs typology server where we are literally kind of promoting this whole typology thing. And so the question of whether it's real or whether it's bullshit is pretty interesting because I personally feel like there are benefits to all this typology stuff, but at the same time, I feel like most people are really fucking themselves over. I think people are really harming themselves by going so deep into typology that they're essentially shooting themselves in the foot. Like they're trying so hard to find out who they are. And they're referencing all this like typology shit. They're like, am I an ENTP? Am I an ENTJ? Or am I like an ISFJ? And I feel like there's just so much stuff in the world of typology, even beyond Myers-Briggs. There's like 100 different typology systems. And I think all of it can get really, really confusing. And I think there's just so much shit out there that most people are not getting benefits from typology. And I'm really, really curious as to how a variety of people think about this. And that includes our boy Mr. Thick here, because Mr. Thick himself has his own typology framework, which I actually think goes beyond almost any other typology framework I've seen. I genuinely think there's real benefits here, and I'd love to dive into the reasons why. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's fucking dive in here. So it's Daddy, and Mr. Thick. And dude, Mr. Thick, I would love to get your opinion on just typology overall and how you think about it, how you feel about it. Because we're both deep into this world, but I'm sure we have very different views.
We have so many things to say about this. Number one, we have a lot of knowledge and experience regarding typology, Discord-wise. A lot of our audience would find comfort in that because we have a lot. A lot of them would be Discord-related as well.
Yes. So for me personally, I'm very deep into Myers-Briggs. Like I know it pretty fucking well. I wouldn't say that I'm like a professional typist, but I know the shit pretty well. Yeah. I would say same for you, Ben. You're very deep into Myers-Briggs. You understand it. Exactly. Yeah. You understand cognitive functions and Enneagram too. So for me, I'm Myers-Briggs and Enneagram. I think it's the same for you, but then you've also got Mr. Thick on top, which I would love to dive into at some point. But in general, man.
Later on, we're definitely going to explore that.
Yeah. So in general, like the first thing I want to dive into, man, is how do you feel about the community of typology? Yeah, like the type of people that we get in the typology world. Do you what do you think about them? What do you feel about them?
I think in answering your question about what I think of you said the community or type of people?
Yeah, like the people overall. Yeah, what's the vibe? What's the feeling? What are your thoughts on like the people that come into the typology world?
So I think to answer that, I'll give like a 1-minute background for both of us.
Cool.
We have a lot of knowledge about typology in two realms. Number one is the technical, nerdy aspect, like legit just the nerd shit. Think of all the nerd shit about typology. But we also have the social aspect related to communities, like culture, memes, stereotypes, jokes. So those are two different realms. And if you encounter any typist from any server, their level of engagement with each of those realms varies. Some people are more into the technical and are not very in touch with the social aspect. They don't really know what the memes and culture are. Then there are people who are more into the memes and culture, but not as interested in the technical aspect.
Yeah, and understanding it like really deeply and like fucking debating about it and shit. They just know roughly, like, they're essentially vibe typers versus, like, the cerebral, like, logical, like, what is the fucking exact pattern here? What are the characteristics? The ones that, like, classify shit versus the ones that just vibe with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mechanical's a great word for that.
It is. I view myself as someone who
does both.
I do both. I have the potential for both sides, but I tend to prefer the vibe in way, which
Mm-hmm.
is more useful to my goals. I am still knowledgeable about the technical aspects, like the
Yes.
in typology, there's knowing what each function means and having a good understanding of what each function objectively means, right? So the,
Yes.
to answer your question now, I think the community, there's a lot of confusion going on in the community about how to approach typology. This is pretty obvious to you and me and to a lot of the viewers. The fact that people have to subscribe to these different servers, go on to different places, locations in on Discord, just trying to find the best system to follow,
Yeah.
the most fulfilling road to take.
What do you think
A
they're
good
looking for?
example.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a good example. And what they're to explain what they're looking for really is, I could talk about Zara, for example. Someone in the
Yeah.
server, Zarathustra,
Mm-hmm.
she she's an example of a lot of people in the community who try to find meaning or the value of, they really see value in typology. And so they swim around servers trying to find a system that will give them a sense of fulfillment. And now I will have to explain what I mean with fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
Fulfillment has many forms. In Zara's case, and many of the other people similar to her, they really want to get into typology because it allows them to understand a lot about themselves. And there is a fundamental drive for a lot of people to want to just know about yourself. It feels good to know your strengths and weaknesses,
Mm-hmm.
what motivates you, what keeps you going, all those intrapersonal, so within yourself,
Yes.
just knowing how stuff inside you work, your brain specifically, if you're talking about typology. Being able to describe yourself is almost like a freaky. The weird thing about it is, we once we are able to reach a certain level of understanding of ourselves, we just feel a lot of comfort with that. And
Yes.
that's number one, is a lot of these people in typology, they look for fulfillment. And one form of fulfillment they get out of typology is understanding the self. It's a
Yes. That is
fundamental
huge.
human thing.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that. I love the way you put that because I was thinking about this topic because I've thought about it a lot, obviously. Like, it's not just completely brand new. I love the fact that you essentially hinted at, you didn't hint at, you completely went into self awareness and knowing thyself. I feel like that is
Yes.
fucking massive, right? So I think I
Yep.
totally agree with you. People are really confused about who they are and like they want to understand the patterns. They want to understand like where it all, like, why do they do what they do? What are their motivations? What are their drives? And typology kind of offers this potential answer to who are you, right? It's a very, very deep question. I also think typology allows you to get insight into other people as well, right? Because we're always thinking
Right.
like because now that we know typology, a lot of the time when we come across people, whether it's in real life, whether it's online, whether it's on a fucking TV show or a game or something, we're literally like viewing it through the lens of what personality type are they. We're like vibe typing everyone at this point, right? It's become like a default for us to be like, I wonder what their personality type is. And so in a
Yep.
way, it's like it's allowing us to potentially understand ourselves better as well as understand other people better.
Other people. That's the
Yeah.
part two of my answer, which I was
Yes.
hoping you would bring up, and you did. You brought up
Mm-hmm.
the natural part two and also
Yes.
something.
Magpie, magpie,
Am I
magpie. Welcome, dude. Yo, yo, yo.
my last one? Excellent.
Absolutely, my man. Absolutely. So right now we're covering like typology itself, and we're just going into whether it's useful, whether there's legitimacy for it, or whether there's a lot of bullshit going on. So right now, Ban and I, Mr. Thick himself, are discussing the benefits of typology that we feel. And right now we've gotten on the fact that typology can help you become more self-aware. It can help you understand more about yourself. And it can help you understand more about others, which is kind of the topic we just got to, which Mr. Thick is going to expand on, I think. I think he's got some good ideas there. And then we can fucking get your
Yeah.
thoughts on this as well,
All
Magpie.
right.
Yeah.
All right. I'll keep myself muted while you guys continue, because there's
Gotcha.
background
Cool.
noise on my end.
Perfect.
Gotcha. So now we can proceed with, you mentioned self-awareness. Oh no, you mentioned awareness of other people as well.
Yes.
And I definitely see a lot of people being very intrigued by the potential of typology to provide those two things to them. Self-awareness and awareness in others. The problem, and this is a pretty obvious one, which is which system actually will give you that. It's not consistent. You're not gonna find a system. I don't think it exists yet,
Yes.
consensus-wise. We
And
don't
dude,
have a holy grail yet for MBTI,
absolutely.
for
And so
typology.
this is a really, really fucking interesting topic, because I'm almost of the opinion, and I think I am of the opinion, that I don't think there will be a perfect system, because because in a way, I feel like understanding the self is super important, but I feel like there's almost a layer missing when people try and understand themselves completely, like as if they feel like typology systems will have all of the answers, because I don't think it will have all of the answers. And I think fundamentally trying to get all of the answers from a typology framework, no matter what the framework is, I think that will always be misguided. And I feel like the reason is because we are fundamentally dynamic, evolving human beings who are not static, and we actually have more capability to change than we think. Like our brains are very, very plastic, and they can change with intentional. When you intentionally change your brain, you can do a lot of things to do that, right? Like you can put yourself in a new environment. You can take certain drugs like neurogenics, which promote the growth of new neurons and new neural pathways, right? So you can do a lot of things to change who you are beyond what a typology framework will tell you. So I feel like typology is very, very useful if you get it right. And just like you said, if you get a good system, I think it has a ton of use. I think it's very, very beneficial. But it should go beyond that. And that's something I want to touch on later. But for now, I'm super keen to get your ideas, both of you, on what typology systems you feel like are actually useful and the best, and what you gravitate towards.
Yeah. I wanted to answer. I wanted to just
Sure.
like
Yeah, dive
comment on
into.
what you said about
Go ahead.
the typology. There not being a single typology framework that actually works. I think that's general. That's just true, but it also can be considered not true if you, depending on how you define typology or a system. Because what about a system that's like has multiple subsystems, where each subsystem is like an aspect of you that will be explored. So
Yes.
there is this thing that I made on my notes before, a list of everything you could psychoanalyze. It's a 20-item list of things you could use to assess someone's personality. I'll give you examples.
Yeah, I love it.
Mr. Thick is number one, and I'm going to talk about Mr. Thick later more. The next one is bingo cards. The next one is starter packs.
Yes.
The next one is hypotheticals. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
an
no, I
intro
get you.
template
I
that
totally
made
get
in
you.
my server.
So I was talking to Nick earlier.
Hypotheticals are a great one for psychoanalysis, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And bingo cards too. Like, it's interesting because all of these different methods, they essentially give you a different lens and a different perspective on who someone is, right? So I was talking to this girl called Nick earlier, and she's a great girl. She's really smart, really intelligent, really awesome. I fucking love this person. And by the way, yo, businessman. Good to fucking have you in here, bro.
Oh, businessman.
But the side thing, I was talking to Nick, and she made this really great point that she likes to vibe type people by essentially finding music, like a song. And I know you've touched on this as well, Mr. Thick. Like, you've kind of thought of this idea as well for like the community oriented.
That's a really good system.
Yeah, that's a great one. It's almost like, okay, what energy and what frequency and what vibe does this person have? And then you can kind of convey that with like a song or an artist or something. And you're like, this is your energy. That's a really great like addition, I think, to the whole thing you were talking about, Mr. Thick, where you were talking about like bingo cards is a way, hypotheticals is a way. Yeah. So like, like, is that a similar idea?
Yeah. The 20-item list. I'm just gonna try to read some of.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Some of them are already
like
hinted by your thing. So hypotheticals, I made one called number 5, which is a profile of people's physical, mental, and social issues. So everything they're going through physically, mentally, socially, emotionally. The next one is a tier list of, or preference list of what you want to see in a partner. This is for dating, obviously. And then the next one is Enneagram. But I'm planning to make a layman-friendly Enneagram system. So Enneagram itself.
Right. So like an intro to it in a way. Yeah. So you can make it way easier for newbies. So just yeah, I feel like that's a great idea.
A lot of these are a good idea. These
totally.
20 items.
Full of they're all good ideas.
The next one is a collage of interests. Oh, you would say what?
No, you go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So the next one is the collage of interests. So I made this thing before where literally all my interests, or in terms of Actually, it's not literally all, but let me 80% of what I like, it's there. It's in the freaking collage. Or it's a collection of photos on of like if I like this video game, if I like Discord, I would put the Discord logo, just anything that I like. It's pretty good if you know how to like creatively use it. So that's another thing. Next one is when it comes to sexual things. When we talk about the sexual aspect of someone, you could put in BDSM test, rice purity test. Those are also a good insight. They're not really typology, but I'm generally in the 20 item list. It's not really typology, but it's related. It's just understanding a person in general in so many dimensions. So you can
I
still
love
type
that, dude,
someone
yeah.
in a way.
The
In a way, you're
multi-dimensionality.
kind of typing them. You're
Yes.
kind of typing someone still
Yes.
using those things that I'm currently mentioning.
And I love that, right? Because it's taking the idea, it's taking the fundamental idea of like, who is this person? What are they like? And really looking at it from different dimensions and different perspectives. Because I do think MBTI, like the Myers Briggs, which is the main one, like that we all know, because like we are in an ENTP server, right? I feel like it does have all these limitations because it's almost like people are looking for answers in one framework when this one framework can't give you all the answers, like holistically as a human being.
Precisely.
Yeah. And so we
Yeah.
almost do want to
It
have
is
these
a
different
rather
frameworks.
limited framework.
Yes. And in addition, I feel like the fundamental search, like the fundamental motivation that people have when they're asking this question of like, who am I? And who are these other people? Like, how do I get an idea of like how we all operate? I feel like fundamentally people are looking for absolutely precise answers when I don't think that's possible, right? I think that is the limitation that pretty much any framework has. And I think it's almost like we have this need for certainty, right? I almost feel like it's actually very, very similar to faith in a religion. Do you know what I mean? Like people almost need to have this faith in some system, in some set of commandments where it's like, this is how things work. This is who you are. These are your cognitive functions. This is how you work, right? Like people almost need this certainty in some way. And I think like this is me personally, but I feel like it's much better if you can actually be empowered to embrace that idea on your own. Like you can get benefit from all these typology systems, right? But you don't necessarily need to just follow it to a T, because I feel like our brains really are very plastic, right? Our brains really are very capable of changing and growing and evolving and all that kind of stuff. And I think if we limit ourselves too much to like one fucking, like, let's say you are an INTJ, like you get typed as an INTJ. I feel like you can almost limit yourself like accidentally by just thinking in that headspace, by now using that archetype as your frame of reference for who you are. And this is something I want to go deep on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. I was gonna say the same thing when you were gonna give me my thought, or my space for my thoughts. Absolutely, dude.
Yeah. And like
People keep using archetypes as stereotypes. It's
exactly.
very, very annoying.
Yeah, I agree, man. And they'll kind of like gravitate towards that stereotype because now they're like, okay, that is me. I fit that. Like that model fits me. These are my cognitive functions. So now I'm going to act this particular way. And they'll start gravitating towards that. And I've had a personal experience of that, right? Because back when I was in high school, I used to get typed as ISTP. Like that was kind of what I usually get typed as, which made sense. I was very like into basketball. I was very physical and shit. But then when I got to university, I became a little bit like nerdier, right? And I started to get typed as INTP. And I was like, holy shit, like that means I'm like Einstein, right? And I'm like Bill Gates. And I started like just leaning into that stuff more. And I just kind of used that INTP frame of reference to kind of be more like that. And I started to be like, well, I'm an INTP, so this is what I do, right? And I started to literally just kind of embody that. And I realized later that, yeah, man, you go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I was just thinking out loud. Should I mute?
No, dude. Dude, if you want to jump in at any time, feel free. Because like,
an epiphany.
yeah, dude, go ahead.
This is just marketing for psychology, and it's fucking disgusting.
Yes,
Like,
dude, you're very right. Because
They're
dude,
telling you how to market yourself
yes.
in inaccurate ways that make you look like a fucking stereotype. This is just frankly disgusting. I can't believe I just made this epiphany now.
Yes.
God
yes.
damn it. All the pieces just
dude,
moved together perfectly.
I
It was
love
like
it,
a
man.
fucking solar eclipse.
Yeah, bro, I'm
like,
so
God
glad
damn
you
it,
got that
this is
insight.
disgusting.
Yeah, I'm so glad you got that insight.
Disgusting.
That's
Oh
so
my
funny because
God.
like, dude, to me, this is why in my profile, and I'll just like pull it up right now. Like in my profile, I've put ENTP, ENTJ, ESTP, and ESFP because I've been typed it like as all of those at some point, right? But to me, it's a bit of a joke because to me, it's like you can embody
absolutely.
these stereotypes anytime you want if you feel confident enough in your abilities.
If you feel if you're a good enough method actor, you can play any of the roles.
Bro,
It's
exactly.
fucking
That's such a good
hilarious.
point. Yeah, that's a
I've been
brilliant
I've been
point.
typed as so many different types.
Yeah, you've had the same thing, huh?
It's
Where
not
it's like
even funny. Yeah, because
exactly.
people just say, "Wow, your cognitive functions are really balanced." No, I'm really
Yeah.
good at bullshitting you.
Yeah, dude. I'm kind of the same. Like I've been typed by many different people, and I usually get told, and I think it's the same for Mr. Thick here, and it may be the same for some of the other guys like Pandemonium and Businessman, that you will get typed as a lot of different things, and you will get told that your cognitive functions are either very well developed or very weird. They're like, oh, this is out of the ordinary. Like you're breaking the system right now.
It's just called being somebody who regularly touches grass. Yeah.
Yep. And has different skills, right? Like, because you may be very sensory.
Like a normal human does.
Yep. Because you're not thinking in this lens of like stereotypes before you start living your life, right? If you get caught up in these stereotypes too early, I feel like that can just fucking filter your entire reality.
It's bad. I think this is why people are just really just inflexible in their thinking right now.
Yes.
I'm not even saying like this could be one of the big reasons because people are trying to stereotype themselves. This could just be paranoia, or it could just be me.
No, I agree 100%.
Together. I don't know.
I agree 1,000%. This is one reason why I think typology can be potentially very harmful, right?
It's
because
very
people
dangerous. And this is why I rally against it, because it's very dangerous. It's a cult.
I'm glad you do. Yeah, dude, I'm glad you do. But I'm really keen to get Mr. Thick's opinion on all this shit too. Like whether...
Yeah, I wanted to comment.
Yeah.
I wanted to comment. It's really interesting comment on that.
Good.
Sorry about the dangers or harms of it, and I can easily give you 2 examples of people on the server who are quite quote-unquote dangerous, or not even to us, but to themselves. They're just harming themselves. There's one person before... I think they left the server now. I forgot the name, but there was this person who joined, and the first thing they did in the server, the first impression people had was this person would flirt with everyone, with everyone in the server,
right.
And then it happens to be the case as well that they type themselves as an ENTP, and I think a lot of people got these psychoanalytic impression that. This person is probably like found out about MBTI, found out about ENTP stereotypes.
Yep, that they flirt with everyone.
Like, now their behavior is exactly what an ENTP does. At least their idea of an ENTP in their head, and all their actions are just gonna be related to that. And that's I think this person just got lost into the mess of MBTI.
Totally, dude. I did that with INTP.
I turned my
when I heard about INTP, and I was like, oh man, that kind of fits me. Like, I'm kind of like that. I fucking went all into that personality type. I was like, yes, my TI and like my NE and shit. And I just started like learning everything. And I was like, this is what I do as an INTP. And like, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of lean into the stereotype, and that kind of becomes this point of reference for you. So one thing I want to dive into a little bit later, because I want to like still cover typology a little bit, but one thing I want to dive into a little bit later is this idea of self-image. And I'm curious if any of you guys have ever heard of this. This concept of self-image psychology.
It's far better to develop your own self. Yeah, it's better to just develop your self-image as yourself, personalized, rather than fill any mold.
That's such a beautiful thought. Yes. I really appreciate your insights, Magpie. Like, you're actually a very perceptive and insightful person. I really, really appreciate that, actually. So
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I think I'm just a blabbering dumbass, but yeah.
No, man. You're very, very, very insightful. I really enjoy your takes on things because they're very balanced, and you might have strong opinions about things, but they're still very perceptive, and you have good reasons for saying what you say and believing what you believe. So I really appreciate that. I'm curious, Ben, and Pandemonium and Businessman too, if you guys want to put it in chat or something. Have you guys ever heard of self-image psychology? Like, do you know what that is?
Me, yeah, but I don't really have enough to say about it. So practically, no, I've not heard about it. I just heard someone mention, but I don't have anything to say about it.
Yes.
So I don't know.
I'll expand on it later because I think this could be amazingly insightful for you. And before I dive into this, I will just say that I first heard about self-image psychology from some very, very, very high-level entrepreneurs and like business people who said that they used this to essentially just win and succeed and like get all the things they want. So when it comes to success, like quote unquote success, whatever that looks like for you, whether it's achievement, whether it's becoming the type of person you want to be, whether it's skill acquisition, whether it's being like, you know, having certain things, whatever it is, whatever you want to get, it kind of does come down to your character, like your, like who you are as a person, right? And so self-image psychology really dives into this, and there are some fucking amazing insights that we can get by pairing like typology with self-image psychology, because they can be used like in tandem, I think. And I don't think this is something that many people like on the planet have actually touched on before. So this could be some pretty innovative shit that we could use here to potentially like help people develop and grow and become the people they want to be, right? Because this is really powerful shit. So we'll still stay on typology a little bit, because this is there's still a lot more we can explore here. Did you have another example, Mr. Thick, of like how typology can be like harmful? I know that was the area you were going down.
Oh yeah. Well, the other one was kind of similar to the first one, which is another ENTP in the server.
Yes.
Just making.
Who was that, by the way? Like, is this someone I should know? Is this someone I'm very like?
The first one, it's some kid that the person that we suspected was underage, but they actually weren't, according to their story anyway. Forgot their name. I think you might know them. I think they left the server though. Then there's this German kid that we thought was female, but was actually male. Oh no, we thought they were male, but they're actually female or something. But it was an awkward conversation. I wanted to mention this for the VC now. This same person that I was talking about in the first example, they literally joined VC. Octi invited them to join the VC, and we were all vibing. And this person was
Kieran,
awkward.
what's up, dude? Yeah. So right now we're just yo, big boy. Let me just fucking get your volume up. Make sure your volume is correct. Say something, big boy. Hit us with that sexy voice.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I just turned your volume up a bit. All right. So right now we're discussing whether typology can be like beneficial or harmful, right? Like we've gone pretty deep into shit so far, but right now we're thinking of examples where typology can potentially be really harmful for people. Like it can lead people astray, right?
Right.
Yeah. So Mr. Thick was diving into an example. I think your mic is kind of fucked, by the way, Karen. It's kind of hard to hear you.
No, I'm using a phone, holding it away. I could hold it closer, but...
Okay, no, that's good. That's good. Yeah, when it's closer, it's good. We got you. Okay, so Mr. Thick.
So the first person is, we were talking, this person was making an ENTP their personality, so they were acting like an ENTP, flirting with everyone.
Right, like just trying to be an ENTP.
Yeah. So they were invited by Octi.
What's that, man?
So fuck your audio. Can you see that again?
You're trying to like roast businessman indirectly? Is that the whole fucking scheme here?
No. I mean, businessman hasn't said anything right now. I hope you're actually here, businessman, because like, I mean, we're not trying to actually roast you. We're genuinely discussing this shit. But you probably would have different views, by the way, businessman. In fact, I'm sure you fucking would, because you're very deep into like MBTI and all that shit. And dude, I would love to fucking fight with you like verbally on this shit later if you're down. But yeah, anyway, go on, Ben. What were you saying?
I'm down for a good verbal scrap.
Yeah, we should be sparring and shit. I like different perspectives. I like different views. And fucking like, let's get into fights on this shit, right? Let's prove our points. But yeah, what were you saying?
I'll channel my aggression. I'm hangry on nicotine.
Perfect. Yeah.
I'm joking. This is a podcast. Let's calm down.
Oh man, dude, I'm
first person.
I'm down for the emotional like fucking conflict, right? That's just a beautiful thing to be a part of. Especially because we don't really mean it, right? Like we're pretty chill. We can fight and then fucking hug each other later.
Let's get back on track. Let's not destroy Ben's video.
Yeah, agreed.
So the first person was making ENTP as their personality, and they were also invited by Octi into a VC because we were all curious if they were actually like underage, the person. And we got them into the VC, and they started speaking. It was very awkward. Like it was a 5 to 10 minute.
Was that Becca or whatever the fuck?
Oh no, that's the other. It's not Becca.
Okay.
Another person around the same time we were talking to Becca.
Right. Okay. Because fucking Becca did exactly the same thing. She put herself as like ESTP type A.
Yeah,
which is kind of funny.
ESTP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was just flirting with
What happened?
everyone. And it turns out this
Yeah.
motherfucker was like 17 years old, and we're like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?" We just like ban her straight away.
And then she got banned.
Yeah, just being this like
No.
stereotype of the personality type. It's like, yeah, ESTPs just go and fuck everyone.
Yeah.
It's just
the one that
retarded.
I'm talking about is similar. I think they were on the same time Becca was.
Got you. Got you.
ENTP, 18 or 19, flirting with everyone. When we asked this person to VC, they were very silent at the start of the VC, just not very charming at all. Not doing the same thing they were
Too
doing in
brutish. Yeah.
There's a difference in behavior. You can easily tell they don't act the way they speak and the way they type in chat. They don't speak the way they write in chat. So okay, this is someone, a good example of how MBTI can really just screw you up and make you act really like a fool.
Totally. So
the second.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
The second person that I was thinking about was some member in the server. I'm not going to name them. There's one in the server, but it's an ENTP person who came in, and then they were posting a lot of like ENTP memes related stuff. Just everything related to the vibes of an ENTP. And it was very awkward for a lot of people because I think the person just kind of got ignored. They didn't even pay attention to this person. They were posting, I think
she
you know
failing.
what I'm talking about, Dan. Yeah, this person was posting a lot of ENTP. They're not even like, there's not even a diversity in the memes. It's just like the ENTP mascot from 16 Personalities. Just a bunch of very like specific memes, and that's all they were doing, and they were hoping to find people in the server that would engage with their stuff, but no one did. Like, no one paid. Like, people didn't react to whatever they were posting.
Right.
They even
so
had,
they
like,
did a really shitty
t-shirt.
job. Yeah.
A T-shirt, it says ENTP or something.
Yeah,
like,
that's what they're trying to do. Oh, dude, I know the one. Yeah, I know the one you were talking about. Yeah, she's right here, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I can see her name right there. Dude, you're totally right. She's just like the embodiment of the stereotype and just going insane. I feel like she was kind of manic in a way or some shit. But anyway.
Yeah.
This brings up a really interesting point, because I'm curious whether you guys believe that we can change personality types, right? Because the original idea is that when you get a Myers Briggs personality type, that's you. Like, you are just fucking, like, let's say you get INTP. It's like, that's you. You can't change that. You are an INTP. I think that shit is harmful as fuck. Yeah.
I've got mixed views on it. Like, I can change type freely whenever the fuck I want, obviously.
Yeah. So do you think anyone can? Yeah.
I mean, anyone technically could, but almost nobody does.
Why do you think that is, though? Do you think that's like a genetic, like biological thing? It's like you're born with this personality type and you can't change it? Or do you think it's just like a lack of initiative?
It's not about the personality. Like, people associate way too many personality traits to these fucking thinking styles, you know? That's like the main issue. You can change personality freely.
Yes. See, dude, I think the same thing.
To be able to change thinking styles is like knowing the thinking styles and then fucking actively doing the other one.
Yes. See, I think exactly the same
beyond
thing.
That, you don't have to be a fucking debater, troll lord to be an ENTP, you know? Like, there's all sorts of different fucking... It's literally just using an ENTI. That can manifest however the hell it manifests.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be the fucking stereotype. And by the way, hey, Octi, you beautiful thing. Good to have you here. Yeah, so... we're kind of just diving into the merits of typology and how legit it is and whether it can be really harmful or whether there are actual benefits, right? And right now we're kind of covering like when it can be really harmful. And from my perspective, I think the worst fucking thing about it is when people try and take the stereotype. Like, they get typed as a certain personality type, right? Like, they get fucking ENTP, for example. And they think that now that they are an ENTP, that they just have to fucking embody every single, like, stereotype of this personality type. And they will kind of use that as a reference for how they should be. I think that shit can take away from your legitimacy, right? Like as a human being and as a character. Because I think your character is really fucking important. But I think we're so much more malleable and so much more dynamic than what most people take on when they think of personality types. It's like they're looking for certainty in who they are. And I think that can put them in a box. Like, that can really limit them. And I feel like It'll be really interesting to hear the perspectives of people where they really do believe that no, you fit this archetype. You have these cognitive functions. That means you are going to act this particular way no matter what. Like, you can't change that. And I'm curious whether anyone in here actually thinks that way. Like, do you think like you are this personality type and that's it? Or do you think you can change it?
I'll answer for you. I think MBTI types, generally speaking, well, I follow Mr. Thick. This is a very important nuance. We're not talking about conventional MBTI, you know, like single type, that's it.
Yeah.
Move on. I think the answer for that is no. I think it changes because we don't even have a solid understanding of the functions. We don't have a unified definition for the functions. As much as people want to think we do, we kind of just interpret what Jung did. A lot of people, anyway.
Yes.
They interpret what Carl Jung did, and people. It's kind of like a religion schism. Like people they have very different interpretations about it. It's kind of like religion. It's kind of like Christianity.
Dude,
There's denominations.
It's a faith thing. Yeah.
Yeah, in like the first place, Jung was just making shit up. He was just looking at fucking random people and going like, okay, you fit this one, you fit that one.
Yeah, it was always like, it was his insight. I feel like he had insanely good insight. But the thing is, I don't think cognitive functions are real, right? I think they have merit as a framework. Do you know what I mean? Like, but my point is that the map is not the territory. Do you know what I mean? Like, cognitive functions give you a map. They're like, here's like a good layout of how the brain works and how your brain works and maybe how someone else's brain works. That's really helpful. But I don't think it's real. Like, a lot of people take this shit as a fucking... They think it's like it's 100% real. It's like, okay, that is exactly how your brain works. You can't change that. But I think it's more like the map, and it's kind of helpful for like guiding you. But I don't think it's that like 100% accurate that you can just start making every fucking decision about who you are and who everyone else is, like based on cognitive functions. Yeah. If you use that as your fucking default framework, I think you'll be a bit fucked. I think you kind of need to have it as like a more surface level framework that helps you like navigate relationships and social dynamics. But I think if you use that as your fundamental framework for how you see the world, which I think a lot of people do when they get into typology, I think that fucks people. Yeah. And it'd be interesting to...
To be honest, man, even for like social shit, I feel like it's still overstepping the bounds of the fucking system. Like literally only for your own thought process is the limit of fucking MBTI.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm curious for you, Kieran.
There's other shit for fucking social dynamics. Like, you can go read whole fucking, like, you can go read fucking Machiavelli's Guide to Social Dynamics or whatever the fuck you want to do. But, you know, I don't think knowing that fucking someone's an NI-DOM is going to help you fucking click with them better.
I mean, it could, right? Like, you could... So, I do think that if you know a little bit about personality types, it kind of can help you with relationships and, let's say, in your business organization or something, to, like, build a good team. It definitely can help you, like, have complementary relationships, right? Because you kind of get a little bit of an idea of how different people work. And maybe you would be a little bit complementary with, like, because you know how ENTPs and INFJs, for example, are meant to be like the golden pair. Yeah. Because they're very complementary. I think there's something to that. Like, if you kind of get that idea.
The only way I've only ever experienced that as like a benefit when they believed that the golden pair was real.
Yeah, right. If they didn't, then it's just whatever. It's just another person, right? Yo, Kingpin.
Yeah, if they believe it though, it's like they fucking fake the chemistry to the point where it becomes real.
Gotcha.
It's funny as hell.
Dude, I feel like you made such a fucking good point just now, where you're like, the chemistry is good if they believe it. Because fundamentally, this is kind of like one of my underlying fundamental points, is that one of the reasons I think typology is kind of bullshit is because it's all really about you fucking placeboing yourself, right? You placeboing yourself that you are like this way or you are that personality type. If you fully believe it, then you will act that way, right? Like you will be fucking congruent with that personality type. But I feel like you made such a good point because it's all predicated on whether you believe it. Because if you believe it, then you're going to act that way. But if you don't believe it, then you're not going to act that way.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's like, I feel like so much of this. Yeah. Go ahead, man.
I feel like if you take it with a grain of salt, there can be like benefit to fucking molding yourself to the stereotype.
Yes.
Because like when I first got type ENTP, I'd never had once debated anything in my life, and then I just went and started fucking arguing with people, learned a bunch of shit. So
right,
you know,
right,
like,
right.
just don't take
Because
it too far, and you can get some benefits.
Yep. And then people got pissed
And
at
like
you for being that annoying ass ENTP who's like
nah,
undeveloped.
bro,
Really?
shit,
Really?
you know, it did not happen. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, look at him go! Whoa!" And I was like,
Damn,
"Ah,
dude.
okay, I
So
like
you
this."
did it
I'm
like
just
with
keep doing
grace. Right. You had like social grace doing that shit or something.
that. I think it's just because I'd already known them for like 3 years, so they weren't really gonna just be like, "Oh, fuck this guy, random motherfucker
Right.
arguing."
Right. No, that's good, man. So like a socially adjusted ENTP, like someone who kind of fits that archetype, I feel like is really good. Like it's a lot of fun, right? When people can be really spontaneous and they can do a little bit of play fighting. I feel like that shit is really like legitimately really good. So I'm curious for you, Kieran, like because you mentioned before that you could kind of be different personality types, right? Like if you really wanted. Do you think you have the like it's almost like whether you feel limitless enough to change yourself to suit a different archetype? I know Magpie was saying this earlier when he was in here. He was like, you can method act your way to be any personality type, and that can kind of become you.
Yeah.
And I'm curious whether you think like the same thing. Could you method act into like any other personality type?
Yeah, definitely. I mentioned earlier, like just change the actual thought process, but beyond that, it would just be method acting for all the shit associated with them. I've literally been doing it since like 2020. Like I met this ESTP3, and
Yeah,
he was like, you know that C.S. Joseph Four Sides of the Mind theory?
kind of. Could you explain it, dude? Or is like, could you
Yeah,
simply summarize it or something?
it's just like yeah, it's like you know you've got your main type ESTP, you've got your shadow type ISTJ, you've got your fucking super ego type INFJ, and then you've
Gotcha.
got the one that's just flipped twice. That would be like ENFP for them.
So would you say that's almost
And
similar
then,
to like an Enneagram? How you have like people go into tri-types and like different wings and shit, and it's almost just so that you're not so limited. It's like, oh, actually, no, you are a 538 or some shit, because like now you have now you can embody all these other different personality types. Is that like a similar thing with this C.S. Joseph thing?
sorry, yeah, but C.S. Joseph's a fucking lunatic, and no one takes him seriously.
Right, right. But was that part a good idea?
Uh, it was all right. I mean, it worked for me. The guy I was talking to, he was just like, "Oh yeah, just fucking force the switch to your shadow type," and I was like, "Okay, I'll try that." Then it
Gotcha.
worked, and then I just tried random types that weren't fucking connected at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from there it was just like I said earlier with the whole like started debating with the NTP thing. Just don't take it too far. Like if you just believe you can get any type, then you can just go and do.
Yes. I believe the
surface
exact
level
same thing
beneficial shit for all of
fundamentally.
them.
Yeah. I'm curious. Wait, Kingpin, if you're there, man, I'm very curious about your thoughts on this. Whether you are stuck as one particular personality type. Because I know in traditional Myers Briggs, the idea is that you get this personality type when you're born, it's genetic, and you can't really change it. You just develop those functions. And I'm curious whether like you kind of think in that line of thought, or whether you're more on the side of like, no, you can kind of change your shit up and become other personality types.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hey, bro. I'm just going to turn your volume up a little bit.
Okay, let me pull it up. Let's see. Better?
Perfect. Got you, man.
I would say I've always been in the line like people are more flexible with their type, but like after reading like a lot of like books on the Myers Briggs stuff and how they actually thought about that stuff, it's more of like a changing expression of like your personality. In other words, like even though you have like you can act like different people, it's like the core idea kind of stays the same, right? Of who you are, and that's where they're kind of coming from. But it's just that the expression of that personality can change easily, like over time through your development as a person.
Gotcha.
Like when I read through their theory in their book, right? They actually had something called type development, which kind of aligns with stuff I was kind of like noticing. Also, was talking about where your functions develop over time. Where they actually did studies on, let's say, did studies in like on younger people, right, and older people, and then typed them, right, and they started noticing there's like a trend of people have a less confidence in using their type at a younger age, but as they get older, right, they get more confident in using I guess their functions. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a question for you. Do you think like for ENTP that when you try and use FE, it's only gonna be in pair with NE or SI? You can't use it with like NI or SE.
Oh, I wouldn't think so. I think all the functions are available to you. It's just
Yeah.
that some of them are just less. It's like think of like a person riding a bike for the first time, right? Like you're
Yeah.
really clumsy with it, right? That's basically when you're using those kind of functions. You're just more clumsy with it compared to, let's say, something you've been just using all your life, right?
Yeah.
So say you just forced it and started using it
Yeah,
for
but
like a
here's the
month
thing.
straight.
Some situations require to use certain functions, right?
Yes.
For example, like
dude,
FI
I
and NE
100%.
would be reading people, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Dude, I 100% agree that we can use all functions, right? I feel like people who say you don't have access to all functions, I think that's insane.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
absolutely
it's
insane. Because
insane.
to be a functional human, you have to do all the things that are laid out in the cognitive
And
functions.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
Even like Myers Briggs agree with that too, and Young in theory, like all of it agrees with like we can all use all
Yeah.
our functions, right? It's all there, right? It's just some of them are just weaker than others. That's what the
Yeah.
theory just says, right?
And so that's where the archetypes kind of come from. It's like the archetypes are like, here are the different fucking strengths and weaknesses for your cognitive functions. And it's essentially trying to put them in a particular order, right? Like that's kind of where the idea comes from.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the reason why I think, like, I know you were saying that in the books and stuff, they were essentially saying that you do stay the same personality type. It's just that you can, over time, change the expression. I think that makes a ton of sense. But I also think that some people are just straight up fucking outliers, right? Like, I think a lot of people try and personality type, like, all these ridiculously high achievers and shit, like people who are genuinely anomalies, right? They're actually outstanding. I feel like if you try and apply like generic personality types to those people, you're just going to get lost like every time because they are by definition exceptional, right? They are exceptions to the rule. They're exceptions to the norm. And so I kind of feel like
Yeah.
personality typing can, like, I think there's a lot of merit to it, which we've kind of discussed like previously, like earlier in the podcast. But I think that it can be really harmful in a way that it limits your ability to grow and evolve and express yourself by
Yeah,
kind of
it's true.
creating
I
that.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a few things that personality type doesn't really measure actually is, let's say, IQ. IQ is a different metric, right?
Yes.
In terms like like TI is not IQ. You know what I mean? Like it's not. It's just like it's associated with it, but it's not
It
what
is.
that is.
Yes.
You know.
There's definitely correlation,
Like-
but it's true. I 100% agree. There's no causation there. I do think there's a correlation
you
there.
can. So there's a bell curve of people with like different IQ levels of each type, right? so they can come off as different.
Yeah.
So that's what I've noticed. At
Yeah,
least,
for
like,
sure.
From like being in this community for so long.
And just so everyone's aware, Kingpin has a typology system and a framework and a methodology, which is really, really powerful. It's probably one of my favorite ones that I've come across so far. And same with Mr.
Good
Thick.
job.
Yeah.
Also,
So I would
yes.
love to dive into those a little bit later, because I feel like there's a ton of value in them and a ton of like,
Oh, definitely.
yeah, I feel like it'd be a good way to get people like in the typology community, like people who gravitate towards this stuff, into better
Yeah,
systems.
because it's. Oh, for sure, for sure. It's
Yeah.
pretty
what
flexible to learn.
what
Right?
is it that
So,
makes your system better than the other ones?
it's really based off like when you're talking about C.S. Joseph, right? His stuff was based off like John Beebe stuff, which is a more modern typology theory, right? And what it incorporates is all 8 functions in the theory, so you can see like your stack essentially, right? So for the Myers Briggs, they only use 4 functions, which is only kind of just mapping out your conscious mind, right? Whereas this one's trying to map out as well as your unconscious mind, so you get to see your shadow and how your
You're still in
shadow,
the same vein there.
yeah, and it just
Yeah,
shows
okay.
you your,
Got it.
yeah, basically it's 4 sides of the mind basically, like what
Yeah.
you're talking
Okay,
about.
okay.
So
Yeah,
I'm really
that's-
curious for both of you guys, for Kingpin and Kieran, because Mr. Thick and I discussed this a little bit earlier, because the fundamental question I was asking is, what do you guys think are the fundamental benefits of typology? Like, if you could reduce it down to the fundamentals, like, what is the reason why typology is useful for you in particular? And I'm asking this question to both Kieran and Kingpin right now, because I'm very curious about what you guys think.
So not in general, just what I use it for.
I would say so, because you have, like, the reason you use it is because there are benefits to it, right? Like, just there have to be. There's value to it. And I'm curious what you think those benefits are.
The first and most obvious one that everyone here is using it for is the whole common interest, social dynamic thing. That's where it's at. But personally, I basically just use it for if I'm like trying to do anything. I'll just fucking force my mind to use a function that would probably help with it. Like if I'm being a lazy piece of shit, I'll just fucking switch to like TE and fucking SE and go work.
So it almost gives you like this framework that allows you, like opens up opportunities because it gives you these like mental models where you're like, okay, I need to switch to this mode essentially. And you know about those modes because of typology. I got you.
Yeah.
So you feel like you use it for, fundamentally, you would say, social effectiveness and personal effectiveness. Is that correct? Would you agree with that?
I just use it for like social groups, you know, common interest and personal effectiveness. Yeah.
Got you. What about you, Kingpin? What are your thoughts on like the fundamental benefits of typology and why you use it?
Oh, there's definitely a lot. I think a big draw of typology is it's the community itself. So I think that's what Kieran was talking about.
That's a cool one.
In a way, right? Just being part of a community where you can actually start talking about stuff like related to typology, right? And that's really interesting. And the other one's actually understanding yourself a little bit better, because then you can start like mapping out your, like, even though it's not a perfect model, right? It does still kind of map out something in your psyche, right? Like that's why it exists.
Yes.
In my opinion, right?
Yes. So self-awareness.
And then you can use that as just a base model to like start understanding yourself, right? So that's
jumping off point for good one, sir.
And the other thing too is that especially like I've noticed this with a lot of people in typology, especially like intuitive types, is that a lot of them feel very like unique to the world. Like there's not not a lot of people like them, right? Especially in where they're living. But typology lets you access other people who are like you, or at least
very
similar in traits,
totally.
Right? So
I
that
can't relate, bro.
feel...
My theme song is that One Republic, Everybody Loves Me.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that, Gary?
Right.
What was that? What did you say before? What did you say before that?
I said I can't relate, bro. My theme song's that One Republic, Everybody Loves Me song.
Dude, someone sent me that song the other day, and they literally told me the exact same thing. They were like, "This should be your theme song," and I was like, "I fucking love it, man." So we're on that wavelength, bro. We are on that fucking wavelength. It's true though.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, and that's the benefit of typology too, right? It's just like you get to meet people who are similar to you, have like
very
similar
true
experiences.
Very fucking
even
true.
though the model's not perfect, it does. All these people still agree with that.
Yes.
Like, those ideas that's presented there. So that has to have some similarity. You know what I mean? Like it maps out something.
So I love that. I feel like both of you kind of made that point really nicely. Like Kieran was saying it was for like social dynamics and stuff, and Kingpin, you were saying it was like for meeting people who are very similar to you, the community aspect.
Yeah, it's like
that is such a good point.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I didn't think of that.
It makes the world less lonely, basically.
Totally.
You know?
Who's out there like me? Yeah, beautiful fucking
there's
point.
like almost like me.
I want to comment on that real quick. If you asked me the question myself, I would have said the same thing. Was that literally one thing I would say, which is find like-minded. You don't even have to be the same type as you. Just the way people approach. And this is an extension of what Kingpin said, which is even if they're not the same type of you, the fact that someone would be into typology, could imply that there might be the kind of person I want to hang out with. It's even
what
better.
Kind of, I'm curious because I totally agree. But what kind of person would you say is into typology that you would vibe with? Like, what do you think is that factor?
So I'm gonna need to borrow ideas from terms, not ideas. There's terms from Enneagram here. In Enneagram, there are these there are like 9 types. It's another typology system.
Mm-hmm.
The three of them, there are 3 of them that I would borrow from, which is the head triad, which is 5, 6, and 7. People that are 5, 6, or 7 types in Enneagram, they are the kinds of people that they think a lot. That's kind of like the
cerebral.
most TLDR.
Yeah.
They think so
Yeah.
much, and a lot of the people in this VC are probably fucking head triad. Probably like
Yes.
all of us.
Yeah, true.
He's
true.
Um,
supreme.
That's
Yeah.
something that's very common among the people in the server and also among the people in group chats that I'm part of. People that I really like talking to every day.
Mm-hmm.
People
Basically,
that think a
people who
lot.
value like knowledge, basically. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
Valuing knowledge.
Yeah, and brainstorming and synthesizing information as well.
Yes.
Uh,
Like
based on
the
knowledge.
poetry and bounce ideas off of. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. That's a great fucking
So those
point,
are
too.
those are the kinds of people that in typology that I really like.
So
Roughly.
these are such interesting points because I feel like right now I'm synthesizing like everything you guys are saying, right? So Kingpin and Kieran made like
yeah.
the community point, and Ban, you were saying like finding the people that you really resonate with when it comes to like people who are very cerebral, people who like thinking, people who like coming up with ideas and all that shit. Because you can vibe with them because you can go back and forth with them, right? So
What's your answer to what's the kind of people you like in typology?
I would say, so I like variety, man. So I think one benefit that I find from typology is that, and I think Kieran, you might be very similar to this, bro, because both of us joined the INFP server, right? Which is really interesting because INFPs are pretty different from ENTPs. Like we can clash a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because INFPs are very strong feelers. They're very like emotional types, right? Whereas ENTPs usually don't take shit that seriously. Like we're pretty playful. We like fighting. We like, being a little bit crazy. We like roughhousing and shit. And INFPs are generally very sensitive. But both Kieran and I joined that server and like we kind of do fit in, right? Like we actually do enjoy the culture. But the point I'm making is that I actually like joining a lot of different typology servers just to feel the vibe, just to feel the energy of different kinds of people and different kinds of cultures. So to properly answer your question, Kieran, where you're like, what type of people do you vibe with? I think the people that I vibe with the most are probably intuitive thinkers, like NTs when it comes to Myers Briggs. But I love the variety that comes from different personality types and just seeing their vibe and seeing their value, right? Because I genuinely believe that every personality type has a lot of value to offer and very complementary value to like everyone else. So I like to look for that value. Like what are they doing better than other cultures and like other groups of people? Yeah. So it's like you can almost absorb the different kinds of vibes that different communities have because they're made up of different personality types, right? And you can even look at this from an interest-based perspective. So like as an example, if you were really interested in like basketball or something, you could be like, well, who are the types of people that are really interested in basketball? And you can start kind of like vibe typing them and you can see particular patterns. And same if you were really interested in like fucking, I don't know, Dota or like League of Legends or something, or like some video game. It's like, who are the types of people that really resonate with that shit? And you'll find the common patterns there. And it is very, very useful for this kind of stuff, for this kind of thinking, where it's like social dynamics and social connections, because it definitely gives you that ability to like suss out vibes. And on that note, I would say that as an example, this server in particular, the ENTP server, I feel like the vibes of it, if we were to talk Enneagram, are very type 7 and type 5. Like that's the vibe of this server that I get in terms of the culture. And I really like that. So to like finally answer that question, Kieran, I would say type 5s and type 7s and maybe type 3s as well. 3s, 5s, and 7s are probably who I vibe with the most. Like that kind of energy. What about you, bro?
I feel like the server's also got a little wind disintegration going on with all the people coming and losing their shit all the time.
I see it a lot, man. You definitely see a lot of people who get like fucking mentally, I don't know, like they have a breakdown or some shit, like a nervous breakdown for some reason. And they'll just express it here. They'll just let it out
in
here.
terms of ideas, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like we get to see that fucking meltdown in real time. Dude, sometimes I feel like this place is like a zoo and we're just kind of observers and just like poking them and just like, interacting with them and engaging with them and shit. And we just get to observe what's going on. It's actually very, very, very fucking fascinating. Yeah. Man,
No,
there
no,
was
it's not though. Like when we go to like the INFP server and you get the good shit from them, then you can bring it to the unit to like the ENTPs in like an integrated way. So they
absolutely.
get fucking value out of that completely different thing.
Yes. Dude, I really like the way you think. Like I feel like it's pretty similar to me actually. It's very broad. Like you get to get a lot of variety
definitely.
in what you consume. And you want to integrate it into yourself, right? Like you almost want to absorb it, that kind of energy. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, min-max, man. Be fucking the perfect human being.
Oh, man, I love it. Is this why you know about like the Ubermensch and shit from Nietzsche?
Yeah. I
Yeah, there
read
you
that
go.
shit like 3 years ago. Wow.
Oh, yeah, I fucking love it, man. Because I feel very similarly. Like the idea of being an Ubermensch, which for anyone who doesn't
Yeah.
know, like I'm probably going to butcher the explanation, but it's kind of like you are being your own god in a way. Like you are creating your own like reality of what's right and what to do and how to operate and how to be and stuff like that. And it kind of makes you, if you really embody that and you've got the confidence to pursue that, I feel like it kind of makes you limitless. And I don't know if you guys resonate with that idea that you are fucking limitless, but I absolutely do. Like I love that idea.
Yes.
Doesn't say that shit Kingpin resonates.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get it.
I wonder if that's kind of like common to ENTPs in particular. Like Mr. Thick, and Octi if you're there. Do you guys resonate with that idea? Yeah.
I think it will be developed over time.
Could you repeat the idea again? Sorry.
The idea of you being limitless. It's almost like freedom for your personality and for your character. Like you can be and do pretty much anything you set your mind to, type of thing.
Unlimited potential, man.
Are you talking about everyone or me?
I think us in particular, like our like
Okay, good.
yeah, our personality
Yes.
types, because we tend to
I like that
resonate with
idea.
we
A lot of
gravitate towards
people-
ENTP
a
and
lot
type
of-
7.
A lot of people in the server are really outlier cases. Not a lot.
Yes.
Not a lot. Some people. They kind of like can be. They're the kinds of people that can get what they really want if they put all their mind, their effort onto it, their time and energy. It takes a certain kind of luck, though. A lot of luck, stars aligning for you, the ingredients, the parents, the development, everything, dude. So I myself, I think to an extent, it's kind of like a spectrum. Like I don't think I'm on the maximum and the positive end of the spectrum because I do think I have some limitations, but I do think I have a lot of capacity to make things that I want a reality. The problem I have though is I'm not a very TE person when it comes to like business, for example. Like I'm not a very business-minded person at all. So a lot of people tell me though that this is only because I have never been lucky enough to initiate or get the initial ingredients needed to be that. I had a conversation with one of the people in the server named Dopa. I told her about the idea of me being a house husband or something. Like I asked her, do you think I would be a good house husband if I cared enough to be one? And she was like, yes, like absolutely.
That's what she wants. Yeah. That's funny as
And
hell,
like
dude.
I gave her hypotheticals, like like if you were like Jeff Bezos and you had enough skills to be really successful, financially stable as fuck, and I became your house husband, taking care of the house and shit, and just like being super caring
supportive.
of her, right?
Yeah,
Would
you're
she
supporting
like
her
that?
on her mission. Yeah.
She said if she was actually Jeff Bezos in the hypothetical, she would love to have me do all that shit. And it's not that she would like that; she thinks I would be good at it, and
Yeah,
she
I love
justifies
it.
that. I actually was one. I thought of it as I was expecting her to say yes, that she agrees with the idea that I would do well, and I was also guessing her reason as.
What was happening is you were setting up your future fucking sugar mama. That's what was happening there.
Literally.
That's kind
Literally.
of like
It's like switching roles, right? One is being like the more feminine, one is being the more masculine. Because, like, dude, I would fucking love like a woman who kind of does exactly what you would say you're doing, Mr. Thick. Like what you would do for Dopa. I would love a fucking woman to do that for me, right? To just be that like supportive, like, support you on your mission type of thing. just kind of play that distinct role, right? Because I feel like I'm very like masculine and driven and like mission oriented, right? Whereas I guess you're not quite like that, Ben, because you were saying you're not as business oriented, you're not as TE.
Yeah, I wanted to nuance the story by saying, I was curious about her her reasoning, and why she thinks I would be good at that. I had an idea in mind, and it's exactly I got a confirmation that it was correct when I asked her directly. So my guess was something along the lines of, I really like to accommodate people. I like. I like. It is like they say in MBTI terms. I'm very, very good at knowing, getting a feel of what other people's needs are. Emotionally, whatever. It doesn't have to be emotions as well. I just really have a natural thing with. That's why I'm a very community-oriented person. People like Dan would describe me that way. I'm just so good at giving people what they want.
Yeah, bro, that is so. Just to jump in, that idea is so fucking powerful. The idea that you are good at giving people what they want. I will tell you, that is one of the fucking secrets to being like a master salesperson and probably a master seducer as well. Yeah, if you know what people want and how to give it to them, you kind of have this limitless ability when it comes to relationships and when it comes to social effectiveness.
Hell yes. Yeah. Relationship-wise, that's very much true. I feel like outside the realm of like excluding girls that like are very shallow and just like want to have like a 6-foot guy who like the things that I'm not I'm not fundamentally.
Yeah, the tall jacked millionaire, bro.
Yeah. So other than those people, I feel like if I tried harder, I would be decently successful if I really cared enough really to give someone what they want. I feel like I can be personality-wise, I can kind of like mold myself or someone. Even though that shit is boring and just not interesting, I don't think that's. Sorry.
You can run a goddamn coat.
I can what? Sorry.
You can run a coat, bro. Just.
Oh, legit. That's totally legit. I mean, this is something I've talked about in a previous YouTube video where I was getting typed on Enneagram. I often get called the cult leader material because of the things that I do. I don't even think about it, but people tend to associate my traits to like what a cult leader would do. It's like because of my community-oriented nature, I really like making people. I don't even like it actually. I mean, I just do things that naturally. I guess I do like it. I like acting in a way that it feels optimal to whoever I'm talking to. Kind of like a virus, even. Like I'm just like latching onto someone. I get a few minutes knowing what about someone, and I just know exactly what kind of person this person is into. It can be like dating. It can be friendships.
Yeah. So it can be anything. Just to bring it back to like typology, would you feel like the typology knowledge you've got helps a ton in doing that and figuring out like who this person kind of is and how like what they want and how you can give it to them?
To an extent, yeah. I don't think it's like 100% of useful. But
what do you think you use, if not typology, to like just get a feel for what people want? Because I feel like this is a huge fucking idea that's worth like diving into deeper, right? It's an important one.
What I use to what? Sorry.
To discern what people want and how you can give it to them, kind of thing. Because that ability is a superpower.
I do feel like I have a super. Compared to other people, because there's this thing Octi. I just want to give an example. I can't help it. Octi uses me as her morning coffee sometimes when she's
yes, perfect example. Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of like needs to stay awake for her. And her sleep is really fucked sometimes, sleep schedule. So she thinks that I'm a good virtual coffee that she can use to stay awake by entertaining her on VC. To answer your question though, why I think I'm good and how I get good at that, I think it's fundamentally number one. There are 3 things I think. Number one is it's a skill that I've developed without even knowing it's a skill. Like it's kind of like just being on. It's a muscle that you develop because you keep using it. I like socializing a lot. It means a lot to me. It means I care more about socializing than actually. It's like a one big thing you should know about me. Career stuff is just there to help me socialize more. I want to get a lot of free time. I want to have a lot of money and free time to achieve freedom. And that's what a career would offer to me. But if I had a choice to just socialize all the time and obviously work out as well, I would just not give a shit about a career in this very hypothetical situation. I would love a career where I socialize as well.
I got you 100%, man. So freedom for you, because this is a really interesting point too. If you guys had total freedom, right? If you guys had money and time, where would you gravitate towards? What would you do with yourself? So in Ban's case, in Mr. Thick's case, he would go all on with like socializing and community building from the sounds of it. But
it's just socializing and traveling, basically.
Yes.
Socializing, traveling, maybe this is very 7 stuff. Type 7.
Yeah. Exploring a lot of stuff, right? Just new experiences, especially socially. Like you're a very social person and you want to adventure and explore and get a lot of new shit.
Talk to a lot of people, dude. Like people stimulate the shit out of me.
Yeah, dude. I love it. I'm the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about the rest of you guys. If you did have that financial freedom, like you've got a ton of fucking money, you got $1 billion in the bank, and you have no responsibilities about like time and shit. You've got free time. Your days are free. What would you guys do with that time? What would you gravitate towards?
Fucking same shit I'm doing already. I just like if money becomes an issue, I just kind of don't pay attention to it until it becomes such a big issue. Then you go spend fucking 3 or 4 hours on it a day for like a week.
And you get some money.
To go.
Okay, but let's say it wasn't. Let's say you just had fucking money. You said you would do the same thing you're currently doing. What is that?
Yeah, same shit. Literally just like I just sort of sit. If I've got nothing going on at the time, I just kind of sit around and fucking wait till something kind of piques my interest, and then I just go all in on that for like fucking 8 months. So like right now there's like football, basketball, and judo. That's kind of what I'm just going all in on for now.
Gotcha. So you've got some like obsessions, basically.
Yeah, I'm neglecting all my fucking uni work. I'm neglecting money.
I did the same thing, by the way. Yeah, when I was at uni, I procrastinated all that shit because I was doing a degree that I did not give a fuck about. So I was not motivated whatsoever to fucking do that work. And I don't think anyone in my classes was motivated either. No one gave a fuck about being there. And I was like, what is this? What is all this shit, right? So I just went balls deep into fucking gaming, which it sounds like a shitty idea, but looking back on it, I kind of learned a lot about getting good at video games and like about yourself and stuff. So I'm curious whether the same thing is happening to you, Kieran. And by the way, Kingpin, I want to fucking ask you that question later too. But for you, Kieran, would you say, because you're going deep on like judo and basketball and football, would you say like that, like this is kind of like skill acquisition, or is this you just like chasing whatever feels good in the moment type of thing?
Okay. So you kind of touched on it with the whole like learning about yourself. It's like I don't know when it was. It was 2 years ago, I think, that I got this idea of like I don't have a clue who the hell I could be, right? Like I know who I am, but I don't know how I could be. So I go all in on this kind of shit for the sake of seeing who that person that I'm gonna end up being is, you know. Like that's.
So you're testing and exploring, basically. Yeah. Nick. Hey, beautiful. Yeah,
sure.
So you're like exploring shit.
Sorta, yeah.
Got you. So, Kingpin, I definitely want to come back to you right now. And like, it was the question about if you had all the money in the world and all the free time, so you didn't have to do anything, what would you be gravitating towards? Definitely. What would you be doing?
I'll be exploring like my ideas. Like I sometimes get like these like very crazy ideas, and a lot of them require a ton of money to do. But if I had unlimited money, I'll definitely go all in on all these ideas I have, essentially, right? Just to see if it's feasible or is it possible, right? Just look at like these ideas are possible. Like that could be a startup, that could be, I don't know, like pursuing, let's say a theory in life, right?
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Or maybe it's like, what if like, what does it feel like to like lead like a cult, you know?
Yeah, dude. Fuck me. I feel like we all have so many similarities here, because like I think exactly the same way. Even for like, let's say, a new business or like starting a brand that becomes kind of like a cult and shit. Like I feel very similar to you, like in terms of exploring
like
ideas
a
and
company's a
creations.
cult in a way, right?
Yes,
Like
yes.
I read a lot of books about it, and they just
Me too.
everyone just says it's a form of cult. you know?
Absolutely, it's your culture, right? Yeah, dude. This is
Yeah, it's a
Russell
culture,
Brunson.
right?
This
It's
is
a
Russell Brunson
culture.
with your culture.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes, yeah. I fucking
So
love
yeah,
it,
I
man.
would. Yeah, for sure. That's what I'll do. Like if I had all the money in the world, basically, I'll just explore all those ideas I've been having.
Got you.
You know.
So I'm very curious, Mr. Kingpin. How do you see yourself? Like, would you consider yourself an artist? Would you consider yourself fundamentally an entrepreneur? Like, how do you label yourself when you think of your identity
That's a
right
very
now?
interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be like maybe a trailblazer. Like that's how I see
Ooh,
myself. It's like
yeah, an
you
innovator.
know, you're the ones kind of like building up the new ideas, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like trying the ones that's trying the things that people wouldn't try. Like I want to be seen
Yeah.
as that type of guy.
Got
You know?
you. Mm-hmm. I really like that, man. I feel very similarly in terms of like, I do think of myself as like innovative and like an explorer and someone who's like, who wants to push new boundaries and stuff and create new things. So I resonate with that a ton, because if I had that freedom, like if I had the time freedom and the money freedom, I think I would do very similar shit. I want to create. I want to build. I want to
Yeah, you
explore
want to
new
build stuff,
things.
right?
Yeah. So I kind of think of myself like simultaneously as like an artist and an entrepreneur and kind of an innovator too. But I feel like that's a
Yeah,
good
same.
question
Like
about like how you think about yourself and stuff.
for
So
sure. Like one of my favorite words is artistry. That idea of artistry, right?
me too.
You're making, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful. So now we have the beautiful Daddy Nick and the beautiful Octa here. So we've just been discussing typology and like the benefits of it and the potential limitations of it too. Like what is shit about it? What do people get wrong about it? And I feel like we're kind of at a point right now where we're like, okay, like we know the good things about it because we kind of touched on some really interesting ideas about like it's good socially, right? It's really good for understanding yourself and it's really good for understanding other people. But I'm so curious for you two, and I'll ask Nick first. What do you feel like the benefits are, Nick, about what you know about typology so far? Like, do you get many benefits like from it, or is this something that you're just like, it's just a thing. I don't really need to know much about it.
I definitely think that like typology is a good way of labeling things, labeling like categorizing, you know, what different people's strengths are versus, I don't know. It's a good way to just kind of bring it down to like a surface level understanding of how people work. But I think that at the end of the day, a lot of people, there's a depth behind the consciousness. There's a depth behind the personality. There's more there. I personally don't know a lot about typology just because I think it's fascinating. I think it's good, good thing to know about, but I think there's more there, I guess.
Gotcha. That like typology can't capture.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So why do you think that is, by the way? Do you think it's like related to, because for me, I think it's related to dynamics and the fact that humans are like always evolving. So you can kind of change into a different person. And typology, like as a label, is very static. And I wonder if that's a similar idea for you or whether it's something else.
I definitely think that has something to do with it. Because our personalities are very fluid. They're very continuous. They're always changing. Versus if you put a label on something, it almost like naturally and inherently assumes something about somebody, and there's just like so much more there that like personality and who you are as a person, your essence, is such an abstract idea, and language is more of a concrete, like we're trying to dumb things down so that we can converse about it and like expand our ideas about it. But at the end of the day, much more there that like we're limited by how we can converse about it, how we can explain how we feel about things. We can explain our experience or stuff like that.
Yeah. So you feel like language itself, because as soon as you put a word to something, you're creating these like associations. You're kind of putting like this, like a label creates a box where it's like, okay, this is what it means. And this is why, to me, self-identity is such an interesting and fascinating idea, because whether anyone knows it consciously or not, we're all actually creating this self-identity, this self-image. And typology is so heavily related to your self-image. And I think a lot of people don't quite understand this, because they will label themselves as like a particular personality type. And that creates this like reference that they are now trying to meet. And just like you said, Nick, like your essence is very abstract. And I'm kind of curious whether you believe that you can change like who you are, like this idea of like your characteristics, your traits, your abilities. Like, do you think we're fundamentally limitless when it comes to that, or like very, very able to be very different? Or do you feel like we're kind of stuck in more of this, like, okay, you are this personality type, these are your cognitive functions, and like you just have to like learn how to deal with those type of thing? Or do you think we're very, very broad and have a lot of potential?
I think that it's, I mean, like we said, it's a continuous thing. It's very fluid, right? And obviously we're going to have certain functions that we kind of settle into naturally. But that doesn't mean we don't have the capability of expanding those other ones, because maybe as a kid you're more introverted, you're more logical, but when you get older you might flourish and be more of a feeler and just approach things differently. And there's nothing wrong with that, and it's completely natural. But I think limiting yourself and putting a label on it and saying, oh, I'm this type of personality type, and that's what I'll always be, I think is very limiting to who you can become as a person.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's like when it gets harmful and shit. Okay, so I'm really curious then about Octi. I'm actually very, very curious about Octi right now, because I know that you got into personality typology because you were kind of curious, right, Octi? And then nowadays you are kind of gravitating away from it. Like, you don't feel like it's as beneficial maybe nowadays as you kind of used to. So I'm curious, babe, like what kind of benefits do you feel like you get from typology? And do you still get those benefits? Like, do you think it's useful to dive into this stuff?
Yeah, so I originally got into typology because, like the grand majority of people, I took the Myers Briggs test. I tried to look a little bit more into pretty much my personality type on Reddit, and I could tell that people were using very funny letters to really break it down and the stacking of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this community really goes crazy with this. There's a lot more depth here than just, are you intuitive? Are you feeler? Are you perceiving or judging? And I did make a mental note to revisit it sometime in the future, because I just wasn't too interested, but I was enough interested to learn it down the road. I got to that point where I guess I was bored enough, and I'm like, hey, let me go ahead and revisit that weird typology situation.
With the letters, I swear the letters are like, that gets everyone so curious.
Yeah.
It's almost like fucking hieroglyphics.
It does.
They're like, what is this shit?
That's a perfect example, exactly. Like hieroglyphics to kind of really go in depth of what makes up the personality. And people are like, well, if you really want to understand, you got to get into the functions, or else you're not going to really know what's happening, like underlining. And it's like, okay, so then I did get to that point where I looked up some typology Discord servers. It did take quite a bit for everything to kind of land, and I only really got as far as the functions. I learned very, very quickly early on that you cannot put people into boxes, just because the development of functions don't align perfectly. Like, very, very rarely, I would say, more often than not.
100%, right? There's always these outliers. Yeah.
Yes. And I noticed that, as you walk through life, different functions are going to develop depending on the situation that you're forced to put in. And that's like a really big, amazing way to develop your functions.
Yeah,
and
intentionally.
It definitely changed my perspective on how people develop too. Because let's say a kid who grew up in a household where the parents were very, very OCD about being clean, very organized. Now the kid every single day can't leave a dish in the sink for more than 30 minutes, or the parents go crazy. When they turn into a young adult, maybe they might rebel. Maybe they might be equally as organized. It's a 50-50. But let's say that they're completely disorganized, they're a slob, they're a mess. And now, for whatever reason, as an adult, they have to pair up with a roommate. And now that roommate is also OCD and very clean as well. When you are an adult, you start picking up habits a lot more differently than when you were a kid. So now being with a roommate that's really OCD about cleaning for a year or two, when you come out of that as an adult, the chances of you being very organized out of that whole experience or very clean is going to be much higher.
Yes.
Right?
That's such a big point. Yeah. You develop this shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you develop it. Same like if you get a promotion. And before then, you just used to do your day-to-day manual task, and then you clock out. You don't have to worry about work. And you get a promotion now, and you have to overtake like a bigger project that does have a deadline. You're forced to develop the function that lets you see results.
Yes.
You have to. And it might be very uncomfortable at first, but and you might realize it's actually kind of your thing. And it's kind of perfect for you. Definitely trial through fire is a good way I've seen a lot of people develop. And so all these functions are in a massive spectrum. Depending on what age you're hit with these, tribulations and everything, it's really nice to observe. It's really kind of, for me, I like to see where people are in their walk of life. That's the biggest thing that I've kind of retained from it. If I notice people that have very, very underdeveloped functions all around, I do kind of get the mindset of like, okay, they probably haven't been put in a lot of unique situations to kind of develop these certain things.
Right.
You can see it. You can pinpoint it.
Dude.
It's evident.
Yes.
And so that's definitely one thing I would say. I'm definitely departing from it. I think people think a little bit too deep on it. I think people try to structure certain things a little bit too intently.
Too much.
But knowing the functions, seeing how they manifest, seeing how they evolve, seeing how people develop them or are a little bit underdeveloped is pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
To me.
Dude, so from everything you were saying, I was thinking of this idea right now. To me, this is such a good insight because you made such fucking good points about like, you develop other functions out of necessity, right? Like if you have to be clean or you have to be effective, like you are going to do it because there's no other choice. And so you will essentially develop these cognitive functions. And it's really interesting because I know in Kingpin's model, you talk about like shadow functions that you develop in like stressful situations. And I feel like what Octi was saying was like a perfect example of that shit, right? Because normally in like traditional, I don't know, Myers Briggs or how people think about typology, they're very much like, okay, you have these main functions and you pretty much don't use the others. It's like you are a TE user, you are not a TI user type of thing. And to me, that's fucking insane because like we have to use all the functions, right? At some point. You might be weak at some, but just like Octi was saying, it's like if you go through this like trial by fire where you have to develop these other functions, like you're going to do it, right? And that kind of makes you become kind of exceptional because like you had to by necessity, which breaks you out of those fucking archetypes and it breaks you out of those boxes because like you've developed these other functions. And like, dude, I had this really good insight and I don't know whether this is true, but for me, this is how I think about it. I almost think about cognitive functions as like different muscles in the brain. Because like think about a human body, right? Like you've got all these different muscles and if you're like hitting the gym, certain muscles of yours, like genetically, are going to grow bigger than others. Like for me, for example, I have like really strong shoulders. Like my shoulders just develop like crazy, but my calves don't develop that well, like just genetically. And you could almost think of that as like cognitive functions. It's like different muscles in the body and different muscles in the brain. It's like genetically you're going to be weaker at some than others and you might need to work harder on them, but you still can train them, right? Like if you use that function, you're going to train it. So I definitely lean towards this side that like, yes, we can totally become like better humans. And I definitely think that typology itself, like as a framework, especially with cognitive functions, it does give you this ability to like view yourself and others in this really, really good way. Like I know Kieran, you were saying before that you like to think like, okay, I'm kind of being a piece of shit right now. I need to switch into TESE mode and get shit done. Like that's a perfect example of this, right? Yeah. What were you saying?
I like to say, I find fucking objective personality, that OPS system.
Yes. Yeah.
I find them fucking hysterical, dude. Because they're like, they use intuition. It's like, oh yeah, NE is gathering patterns, NI is organizing them.
Yeah.
And you don't use NI if you use NE. So it's like you just fucking go and get a bunch of patterns and don't organize them. For sure,
that's
NI, you
insane.
don't use NE. So you just have the patterns already organized. Oh, it's goofy as fuck.
Yeah. I think they have some really good insights, but the way they bring it together is kind of insane. It's like, no, you don't use NI. You only gather. You don't organize. Like, what the fuck, man? You can definitely do both. But yeah, what were you saying?
Dumb shit.
I think it's funny because I parallel typology. I think somebody previously here also did it. I compare it a lot to religion, just because even just religion you can take quite a bit out, but when you start going a little bit too deep, I mean the comparisons I have again, like with typology and religion, is quite a bit, but it's very similar to this concept, specifically Christianity, where there is like, hey, if you want patience, if you want strength, if you want wisdom, if you want pretty much any virtue or any strength of any type, pray for it. But God's not going to just hand it to you. He'll give you a very unique situation that you have to go through that will help develop that particular thing that you want to do. And I think this was a question that you were asking earlier. Can people develop their functions like willingly, or if they wanted to? It would definitely have to be a grand level of self-awareness to see what functions are your weakness.
Yeah.
And then really brainstorming is what uncomfortable situation you can almost borderline put yourself in to really push the boundaries of that. And
because it's
really
going to be
develop it.
uncomfortable. It's going to be unnatural. You're not
Correct.
going to want to do it, right? Like naturally you'll have an aversion to using those like weaknesses. But just like you were saying, if you get put in a situation where there's no choice, you are going to develop that fucking function. Like you just have to, right? There's no other fucking choice. What's that, bro?
What?
What did you say?
I'm just saying yeah.
Oh, right.
I said yeah.
We're on point there. So, okay, I've got another like general question for you guys, okay? Because this is something that actually does fascinate me. Have you guys all heard of the Big Five? Like, it's this personality type system called the Big Five. Like, most of you would have heard of it, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So, what fascinates me about this one is that everyone always says that the only scientifically valid personality type system is the Big Five. They're like, everything else is bullshit. This is the only one with like scientific like credibility where it's like, okay, there's some legitimacy here. But the interesting thing to me is that no one gives a fuck about the Big Five. Like, there's no communities out there like that are like Big Five. Like, we're all about this. Everyone else is interested in these like obscure personality type systems that don't have scientific credibility. And I'm curious about your guys' thoughts on like why that is. It's like the more obscure it is, and like with the crazy letters and shit, and like an Enneagram symbol, it's like that fascinates people, and it draws us all in. And I'm like, why? Why do you think that is a thing?
Barnum, right? MBTI just tells you who you are, and that's it. With Big Five, it's like, oh, I'm open. Okay, who cares?
Yeah. So do you think it's like it's not interesting enough? Like, whereas this other one, it's like almost like a religion. It's like, this is interesting type of thing.
Yeah.
I can give you an
There's already a community, so that helps.
It's
But
because
I'm sure that's weird.
like the Big Five is just a very general system if you look into it. Like there's no real depth, and I think for people they think of personality as requiring a lot of depth, right? It's supposed to explain like a lot of things about yourself, and that's what MBTI tries to do. Whereas the Big Five itself is just kind of mapping out like general like attributes about yourself, but not really expanding on like the relationships between the dynamics between them. At least that's what I've noticed, right?
Yeah.
There's no real like
The
predictions, like real predictions, and like, it's like very surface level predictions.
Do you feel like maybe people are really looking for certainty, like just thorough certainty about who they are? Like, I know Zarathustra was one person earlier who was really like intense about finding out what her real, like quote unquote, real and true personality type actually is, which is really fascinating to me because in a way I feel like we don't necessarily have to have a true personality type. Like, that's just an idea, right? And if you gravitate towards that idea and you believe it, it becomes true. So in a way, I feel like people are really looking for certainty, and maybe the Big Five doesn't give you enough. Like, just like you were saying, Kingpin, it's like depth.
I think it's less certainty. It's more like they want to be like them. You know, they want to be like this distinct fucking person.
Got
But
you.
like 90% of people who take the big five, they're gonna get like 40 to 60% on every factor. So
Yeah.
all they really get told is that they're this average fucking person, which is the
Right.
last thing they wanted to hear.
Yeah, that's a really good point because they don't actually get a type. They don't really get told much. They're just
Yeah,
like,
you don't get a
okay,
unique
you're
label,
average.
right? that you can
Yes.
claim.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, when this relates to my own answer, which I actually am surprised it hasn't been brought up yet, but you guys probably have it in your head, which is the crucial difference between Big Five and everything else is the everything else is very, yeah, okay. Everything else is very symbolistic, is the word I would use. There's a lot of
Yes.
symbolism and storytelling. If you look at what's the word? Fuck this system. What do you call astrology? There's freaking birth charts, and when you learn about astrology, there's so many ways people are emotionally accommodated by the storytelling aspect, the
That's correct.
symbolism, the mysticism. People are into that. That's what buys
You're
people's
right.
attention. That's what gives
Yes.
you go to freaking what do you call it? Go to movies, like look at the movies that are popular, like freaking Avengers or whatever. Like a lot of archetypal representations, like superheroes are very prominent. There are many identities that are known by everyone. Oh, I know who Iron Man is. So people are into well-defined things. Like people like identity, focused on solid identity and symbolism. What the hell does the Big Five have? Like,
Yeah.
ocean. That's probably the only
Nothing
cool thing
intriguing.
about Big Five is the
Yeah.
fact that you can make an ocean like pun about it. Like, fuck, dude. Oh, that's so witty of them. And
Yeah.
that's it. Like, what else is there?
Ocean.
That's it. Like, that's literally the only witty thing about it. Like, it's
Yeah.
like reading a textbook. It's correct. It's logical. It's scientific. But like,
But it's boring.
it's boring.
Yep.
69.
100%.
Like, go to astrology, dude. That shit is more stimulating, even if it's
Yeah.
not real.
Bro, that's such a good point.
Let me.
Oh, you can't say it's not real. Now all the fucking fans watching at home are gonna get
God,
pissed
We're gonna
off.
get a
everyone's
fight,
dislike
bro.
the freaking video.
Yeah.
now. Oh,
Dude,
but
dude. We
Yeah.
have to do an episode on astrology at some point. We fucking have to. Because,
That'd
like,
be hilarious.
yeah,
That
I
would
want
be
to
funny,
kill it,
dude.
right? I want to bring people who actually believe in astrology and, like, do readings and shit and just fucking,
Oh yeah,
like, let's
yeah.
go.
Goes to
Oh my
Celestia.
fucking God,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, let's fucking record that
Yeah,
shit.
sounds
It'd
good.
be fun as hell. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like going to a zoo and observing. Some freaking,
We're just like
yeah.
we're just throwing shit at like the gorillas in the zoo, basically.
And
That's
seeing
all
how they
we're doing.
react and seeing how they
Yeah.
react. And shit.
Yeah. Because, like, dude,
No,
okay.
really though, I feel like Big Five's shit. Nobody likes it, but it's really the only fucking useful one. Like it's the most useful. You know, you get like you get told like this is exactly what fucking extroversion is, and this is exactly how you can get more or less of it if that's what you want. Like with
Yeah.
MBTI, it's all vague enough that you can do whatever you want, and there's like no wrong move. With Big
Got
Five,
you.
there's wrong moves, sure,
Yeah.
but that means there's right moves, and you can actually fucking do them.
So it's more like TE in a way. Like Big Five kind of, if you were to like embody it, it's like Big Five is kind of like a TE framework because it kind of helps you just be more effective like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whereas,
yeah,
like-
it's good shit that way.
Yeah. Whereas like fucking astrology and shit is probably more like an FI framework or something, like fully FI, right? Because like it's not about logic, it's not about scientific backing. It's just this feels right to me type of thing.
Killing myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing about that's really good about typology too. Is like communication. Like looking how you're communicating right now. You're using FE, FI to like communicate really complex ideas because there's no word in the
Absolutely.
English language to really describe those things.
Yeah.
There are, but it's like multiple words. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
sentences, like paragraphs to describe
Yeah.
it. Yeah. That's a really
Yeah,
good
for
point.
sure.
So this label essentially condenses down all these ideas into like this one word. It's kind of cool. We're kind of getting into like linguistics and shit like Nick was talking about before, which is a cool ass fucking idea, right? It's like if you can
Yeah,
create this
and
new
then-
concept and label it, it does make it
Yeah,
simpler.
for sure. And then, yeah, and that's I think one of the big benefits of typology as well. It just helps you kind of like communicate these ideas a lot faster, which is
Yes, fuck yes, dude. I'm all for that idea. It relates to Mr. Thick. One of the benefits of Mr. Thick, it's efficient. You get associated with a type for 7 dimensions of your personality,
Yeah.
and that's it. You just say the word, people will have a rough idea, you can still elaborate on that. I don't think it should end there at all, but it will give you an efficient impression of what you are. Well, oh, ENTP, and oh, you're an ENTP in terms of romance. Oh shit, I feel like I know what you are. You're probably polyamorous. You're probably like, oh, you probably all these things. There are many, like, if you get type ENTP in my fucking framework, you're gonna be associated with certain vibes. That it's just so efficient. It's like magical the way the words, the way we use language.
Absolutely.
The way stereotypes work.
Dude, let's get into Mr. Thick. Let's get into what makes Mr. Thick, which is Mr. Thick's framework, by the way. This fucking intelligent, handsome man. What makes Mr. Thick different from like these other typology systems? Because I really want to dive into this, right?
Yeah. So whoever left you, I will feel sad for you. It's Octi. I guess you can go listen to the freaking
the recording.
But like,
bro, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be fascinating. I actually wanted to explain Mr. Thick relative to Kingpin system, because I think eventually after mine, you'll have to explain. Kingpin will have to explain his system. I have a fucking really amazing describing my system and as well as like Kingpin system, relative to each other. So there are these two terms in psychology. They're often used as a way to divide psychology into two types, which is, one of them is cognitive psychology, the other is behavioral psychology. So cognitive psychology investigates things like mental processes, like memory, perception, problem solving, internal mental states. That one is more related to Kingpin system, which I think he will talk about later. I think it's very useful to compare these two systems to those my system and Kingpin system to psychology terms of that, because the other one, behavioral psychology, is more related to Mr. Thick. So I'll define behavioral psychology for you right now. Behavioral psychology focuses more on observable behaviors and the impact of that of environmental stimulus, I guess. Like it really is about behavior. Literally says the word behavior. It's how you act. So Mr. Thick, I'm going to explain it now. Mr. Thick is an MBTI, multidimensional MBTI system I've made that bastardizes MBTI a lot. It fucks up.
Why is it called Mr. Thick?
I'm literally getting to that right now. So Mr. Thick is called Mr. Thick because it has these 7 dimensions of someone's personality. It evaluates people on 7 aspects of the personality, and Mr. Thick has 7 letters. M means morality. R means romance. T means text. I'll explain that later, what that means. H is hobbies. I is IRL. C is calls. I'll also explain that later. K is kind of work. So morality is obvious. It talks about how you approach your moral lifestyle and preferences.
Right.
Romance, fucking obvious. T, I mean, I guess not too obvious. Romance is like just your romantic preferences and lifestyle. And then T is very weird, actually. So when I made Mr. Thick, it's always been in the context of Discord servers, a tool you can use in Discord servers exclusively. No, not really anywhere else. Because when I say T text, it's how you present yourself when you type in text chat. So what vibe do people get when you type in chat? That's T. The next one is H, hobbies. Do you have hobbies that would be stereotypically associated more with fucking ENTPs, you know? Or no, is it some an autistic INTJ hobby that you have or something? And then I is IRL, how you present yourself IRL, vibes wise, stereotypically. C is calls, how you speak in VC. So it's the other version of text, except it's verbal. It's on voice call. K is kind of work. It's your career stuff. Your what lifestyle what kind of career you want to get into, right? So those are pretty much all the 7 dimensions. I've actually talked to Dope and a bunch of other people in the server about the letter S being added, being Mr. Thicks, and S would be stress. But like I've not really like been invested too much on that. So officially, I only call
I do like the acronym. Yeah, Mr. Thick is a better acronym.
It's better than Mr. Thicks. It's harder to pronounce Mr. Thicks as well.
Yeah, totally.
S is going to be about stress, like how you respond to stress. But like, I don't really like. I think in the future I might expand onto that. But
Yeah.
right
But
now,
dude,
I
keep
really
the
should
name.
give a shit more.
Yeah,
Mr.
keep
Thick.
the
I'm
name, but
keeping
add
Mr.
stress
Thick.
later if you want. Yeah, because that's a really
Right.
good one, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool.
Yeah. 'Cause,
so
like the reason
I'll
I
let
like
you
it
finish
personally is because like I don't think we just have that one-dimensional like okay that you're an INTJ type of thing. I definitely think like we're so much broader than that, and I love the fucking multi-dimensionality that like the Mr. Thick idea has. It's like, what kind of vibe do you have? What kind of personality type vibe do you have in all these different areas of your life? Like, how do you act in all these different areas? I love that. It's almost like getting a 360-degree view of a person rather than just one vantage point, you know? So I think
Yeah.
that's fucking sick. Yeah.
do you remember Mr. Chin's the draft?
The OG was
Chin.
Mr. Chins, yeah. No, Mr.
It
Thick
used to be
definitely
called
better.
Mr. Chins with different letters,
What?
but yeah, it's
Oh,
fucking
okay.
messed up, dude. It used to be called Mr. Chins, and I think some people in the VC might remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
I fucking changed it to Mr. Thick, which is actually
Mr. Thick is
better
the
in
way.
US.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck it.
Bro,
So
I want Kieran to get Mr. Thick, to be honest. I'm in the process of getting Mr. Thick. We did my
Is,
morality. We did M for me.
you got INTP on moral. Damn.
Yeah. So I'm an INTP on morals apparently. But I'd love to do the rest too. Like dude, I want to see a Mr. Thick for kind of everyone in here, to be honest. It's just
Legit.
So
I
fascinating.
feel like
yeah.
everyone getting one would
Yeah,
be
then Mr. Thick. That's
Yep.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's a good for marketing too, honestly. Because
You're
like,
gonna get
yeah.
Mr. Thick, dude.
Yep.
Join the server. Oh, you're gonna get
Mr.
Mr.
Thick's gonna
Thick.
come over at your fucking front door and he's gonna thick the shit out of you, bro.
exactly. It just works
Some,
perfectly, man. Yeah.
So
By the way, what's up, Rain?
Karen.
Good to have you here,
Hello,
dude.
Rain.
Yo.
Yeah.
So there is literally a role that Dan made for me a few days ago called Mr. Thick. So if you want to get typed or get notified by the only person in the server who has that Mr. Thick role, if you want to notify him that you want to get typed, you can just tag them. I put it in general chat. I just tagged myself. Mr. Thick. Apparently a role that I was given to get for people who want to get typed.
Whoops, dude, I meant to
you,
tag
type-
Mr. Thick, and I fucking tagged
You
him
said-
tomorrow.
you ended up
Whoops.
tagging fucking.
Yeah,
the
Senata.
mention-
Fuck.
Senata.
Oh well. He can deal with it.
I thought you were doing that deliberately, but it turned
Nah,
out you-
dude, I thought it was an accident. He can handle it. I'll fucking bring him in here. Yeah,
I
so-
could work to make more of Mr. Thick. Like, he is Mr. Thick, you know?
I like the.
It's a good name, man.
It just sounds nice, like Karen.
Yeah.
Like imagine if it actually becomes really popular between servers, the system where if you talk to other people in other servers, people are gonna be like, "Babe, by the way, Karen, have you been Mr. Thick before? Oh, you don't know what that is? I feel bad for you. You should
Yeah.
go to the other server, dude. Everyone
Yeah.
has a Mr. Thick typing except you. You fucking suck, dude. Why haven't you been Mr. Thick yet?
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
You're gonna get Mr. Thick. Everyone hails you.
That's this little fucking vision you got there.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's make it happen. Yeah, why not?
Wow, so it
Let's
seems
do
like
it,
you
boys.
like the idea of it, huh?
Yeah, let's do it. I
Being
would love to
sold
see
into
Kieran
it.
get Mr. Thick, man, because you're a very dynamic person, Kieran. You're a very like I feel like you're pretty similar to me in that sense. Like you're very broad. So it'll be really cool to see what you get for like the different dimensions of this shit.
So
I
there
want to
you go.
see the difference between text and call. That's the main kind of drawing
Yeah.
point here.
Yeah. I feel like we're all a little bit different in like text and calls. Because like I haven't fucking called you Little C or anything yet. And I should. We should just be wrestling with that shit right now, man.
So I'm dress and I'll be there in fucking 10 minutes, boyo.
Oh yeah? Let's fucking go,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Yeah, let's
There
go,
we
big boy.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm Big D and you're Little C. There's no comparison here. man.
I'm
There's
gonna
no-
fucking tell you one of these days.
Oh yeah. There's no
Yeah,
competing with the Big D, bro. See, this is what
I have a
happens
question
when
for
you
you,
get.
Dan.
Yeah.
Have you
yeah.
VC'd Karen before? Do you guys like have history of VC? What?
We got
First time.
text history because like this is the first time we've VC'd, but
I
It-
kind of
through
had the
the-
vibe you have text history. I was curious about the VC part.
yeah, no
Oh,
VC
interesting, though.
history. Yeah, all text history.
Yeah.
Although no, I've always liked the guy, man. I've always liked Kieran. He's always had a good vibe in the ENT, in the INFP server and shit. Like you stand out, bro. Your energy stands out compared to everyone else, which I appreciate. I like that.
Yeah, love you too, man. Love you too.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty
Love you,
game.
bro. Yeah, I
Pretty
really
game,
do
pretty game,
appreciate
yeah.
that uniqueness. And that
It's not a
strong
damn thing
personality.
gay about bros loving each other, man.
Yeah, that's the way.
Spread
man.
love.
That's the way.
Spread
Yeah.
love and
Yeah.
make love.
That's
Yeah.
that's my weapon, bro.
That's
My
what
weapon
it
is
is,
to give love. So when we fucking wrestle, I'll just be
One
loving you.
more.
Yeah, dude, we fight with love, right? It's like I'll give you a hug and say
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
you at the same time. That's my vibe right there.
I was thinking give you a hug and then plan like one of those kick me fucking posters
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
back.
exactly. That's what we do, man. That's how we share the love. Okay, boys and
Yeah,
girls.
true that.
Yeah. So I feel like we're nearing about 2 hours now. I feel like we've covered some pretty fucking good shit, actually. Do you guys feel like there's anything like actually there's a lot more I want to talk about in terms of like self-image and shit, actually, because I feel like that is a huge fucking point. But maybe I'll leave that for another podcast because that's a big one.
We should do before we head off. We should do Kingpin system because we never got around to that.
Oh yes,
All right.
100%, 100%. We want to expand on that too. Yeah, we can have like dedicated episodes for this shit too to dive into them because I love
I
both.
can't explain that in like, I can't explain that in like that
5 minutes.
basically. Well, I could,
Yeah.
but it's like the basic idea of it.
So let's say we had like a 1 to 2 hour podcast dedicated to your system, bro. Would that be good? Would that work
Oh
out?
my, that would work out, but I have to prepare for that because I'm
Yeah.
still kind of fleshing it out too.
Gotcha.
Like I have like my theory's like almost like science, like almost like it's like the way I kind of structured is kind of like based on axioms, like what's true and what's false. So like in math, right?
Yeah.
This idea of axioms, which is like it's true, like evidently true, right? Self-evidently true, right? That's what axioms are. So like once self-evidently true things that all cognitive functions develop concurrently from the start of life. Basically, like you start from 0 functions, and then it starts going up over time, right? And then the other assumption I have is that some functions develop faster than others naturally, and that's just obvious, right? But like those like simple concepts can create a theory, and then I kind of just like dive deep into those. There's like a couple ones as well.
Yeah.
Like there's like environments that you're in, right? For example, different environments will give you like let's say
It'll
different
change the way you
environmental-
develop.
That's right. And then those like little things kind of just like add up to make a theory.
Yeah. So at that point, do you feel like let's say someone goes through your system, would you say the fundamental benefit, like we were talking about the benefits of it like earlier, right? It's like,
It's
do you
like
feel like a
grounded in
more
reality.
thorough, so a more thorough system like yours, would you say it essentially just gives you better and bigger benefits when it comes to like all of typology? Because like you're just more accurate in the way you're doing it.
So. And that's just more accurate. It's like I would say it would become more relatable for people as well at the same time, because it's really just like it's based on things that are like just obviously true, basically, right? In terms of the system itself, like they be honest assumptions. I think the only thing that would be like iffy about it would be the cognitive functions, whether or not there's actually 6. I mean 8, not 6, 8 cognitive functions. Really, is there more or is there less, right?
Yeah.
Or are we kind of like mapping out in a different way, basically, or should we do it in a different way, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing that's could be flawed there.
I
But
got
like
you,
that
man.
assumptions, yeah. But
So
it's
this is definitely
pretty simple idea.
Yeah, this is definitely something that I feel like
across all of it.
we should definitely dive into this for like a full episode, hey. But for now, I feel like we've covered this topic pretty fucking well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the fucking B6 podcast with our homies here. I'm gonna stop the recording, and I mean we can stay in VC and shit, but this has been fucking sick. I've really, really enjoyed this. So thank you, ladies and
don't even
gentlemen, for being
know.
a part of it. Really fucking cool. All right, boys, let's finish up.